Hi, everybody. How are you? It's Jay Victoria, the Energy Queen, and I am just hopping on to do this really quick because I saw something energetically that I thought is really important, and I'm just gonna get right to it. So I'm a comedian here in New York, and I write comedy. I read the news to write jokes about the news, but I also work with energy, and I see energy visually, and so I teach about that. I work with clients. I clear energy, but basically, what I'm saying here is there can be a lot of confusion around the government in the U.S. right now because it seems really disorienting, and like it's so different, and what is happening, and it kind of seems like nobody really, like, what is the truth here. And I wanted to talk about this briefly because I saw something that made sense. And so I hope that it'll help you, make sense for you, give clarity to you. Um, and that's that there is this impulse to almost trust what's going on blindly. Like, I think a lot of people have done that with Trump, and that's why he got elected. And it's like an impulse to trust out of trauma. It's the same thing when somebody abuses you, and you don't have power and you feel powerless, and you rational, like you reason, or you what's the word, rationalize. You rationalize what they're doing to almost make them good because it's too traumatizing for you to have someone in charge of your life who is bad. It's like a trauma response. So I actually felt that a little bit today reading the stories about Elon Musk and the Doge and the takeover of the government and the mass firings and all of that. And of course, I'm writing jokes about all these things. That's how I make light of them and deal with it myself. But what I'm trying to say is there's almost an impulse to be like, oh, maybe he's not so bad. Oh, maybe Trump's not so bad. Maybe it's like, and I think that's the viewpoint of the people who support him. It's like, yeah, like, but you have to realize that if you're going to support him, you're turning a blind eye to a lot of problematic things, like a lot. It's like, I think the people that support him just try not to think about the fact that he said that weird thing about Hannibal Lecter being real, or he said, the way he has talked about women, and the fact that he's actually an accused rapist and like and a felon, and he wants to take over Greenland, and like crazy stuff, and it's like there's actually a trauma response within us that it's so out of our hands, and it feels so out of our hands, and it feels so upsetting that we're like, a part of us can be tempted to be like, oh yeah, maybe he's not so bad, maybe we're all wrong. We just have to blindly trust, and like in like a few years it'll all make sense because he did great and everything's better. But like, I think we're being challenged spiritually right now to stay committed to the truth, because that's the lazy way, and I think the most dangerous way to look at these things. It's like, especially with Elon Musk, he has something very entitled about him where it's like he just really thinks that he has, like, I really wonder where these men actually stand spiritually, and do they have any connection at all with God? Because I think if you have connection with God, who is love, it's like you wouldn't be treating people this way. Even if you had to make changes, it's like you wouldn't be so elitist, and so cold-hearted. And what they're doing is basically operating just out of masculine energy. There's no room for the feminine with these men. And every human being has a feminine side, a spiritual side. And they're not connected to it. You can see there's no real compassion. There's no real charity. There's no real spiritual connection there. You look at their eyes, they're very empty. The eyes are the window to the soul. And so, yeah, it is problematic. And I think we need to be really clear with ourselves about what's going on. And personally, we each as a soul have to make this choice. We have to make the choice. Are we going to be blindly led out of fear, out of just wanting to feel security, out of just wanting to feel safe, out of wanting to not be upset by what's going on? But I'm not calling you to be upset. I mean, if you feel like that's the right move, then that's okay. But it's like, I think divine anger is beautiful. But I think what it's really calling us to do is keep God in God's place. Keep God number one. Don't make these men God, because that's what they're trying to do. And they can't do it. So it's a challenge for you right now to keep reminding yourself not to give in to fear, not to give in to all the things that feel like they're overpowering us right now, almost like forces of darkness. Like, you have to really stay committed to the light and do that personally. You don't have to try to control what's going on outside of you. Your responsibility is to choose the light within you, to realize that Jesus resurrected. He already overcame all darkness, and we do not need to be afraid. We need to rely more on him, in fact. So I hope that this helps you. I just wanted to give you a message of that I hope gives you clarity. This is something that I came to today. I had to really make that choice in my soul today. And me making this video is part of that. I wanted to share that with you, and I hope that means something to you. So if you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, we are warriors of light. We're indestructible. Bye. Love you.